All right, guys, we have created a Next.js project. Now let's get into the concept. Okay, so these are React or modern JavaScript frameworks. They run on top of Node.js. Okay, so in order for you to be able to run all the commands and everything that I've done so far locally on my computer, you need to first install Node. Okay, you need to install Node, set it up, and make sure that it's running on your computer. And then from there, everything that I did, it can work. So let's get into the concept. What's going on here? Okay, besides React, besides whatever, but what is the bigger picture here? So in this tutorial, I'm just going to explain the bigger picture. Okay, how did we get here where we are on React and Vessel? Okay, sorry, on React and Next.js. Okay, so okay, the web was organized in this fashion. Okay, you've got a server. Okay, this is a server. This is some sort of a giant computer sitting there on a bigger company's office. Okay, so this is the internet. Okay, this is some sort of the internet. Okay, and this is your computer. Okay, basically the screen of your computer. Okay, so this is just a normal computer. Treat this server as a normal computer. Okay, it just operates differently, but it's a normal computer. So it means that it has got a storage. Okay, it has got a storage, and in those storage, okay, it stores some HTML files. HTML files. Okay, these HTML files, in order for them to run smoothly and show on your browser, they are relying on CSS for styling. They are relying on JavaScript for some sort of dynamism and interactivity. Okay, it's HTML, CSS, and I think that's all. Okay, so this is the file. Okay, obviously, so I'm trying to say there are some sort of other files here. Okay, obviously these can be embedded inside here sometimes. Okay, so you get the idea. Okay, so this will run on your browser, which is, let me just say here, Chrome. Okay, but this represents a browser. Okay, so how does this happen? Okay, in your computer, let's just convert this to a laptop. Okay, just using our drawing skills and draw a perspective. Okay, okay, as you can see, this is our touchpad, and that is it. So here you can type www.google. Okay, let's say. Okay, you are typing www.google, excuse my writing, .com. Okay, you are typing that. Let's say this is the internet or those big satellites sitting somewhere on the space. Okay, so this will be taken to a server. Okay, this will be taken to a server, and the server will need to relocate this. Okay, this is the domain name. Okay, we'll need to relocate this. Okay, obviously it has got some sort of complex way of doing it. Okay, which is not important for this. Okay, and then from then, after it has allocated this, it will then allocate this file. This page will serve as the index page. Okay, why this will serve as the index page? It's some sort of a default page. Okay, like the main home page. Okay, so this page, as you can see, guys, this is an HTTP request. Okay, let me just write this. Okay, an HTTP request. Okay, this knowledge will be important when we are even getting into the back end. Hence, I am some sort of preparing you for that. Okay, conceptually. Okay, so this is a request. So this page will be served as an HTTP response. Okay, HTTP response. Okay. So this page will be then saved here on your browser, here on Chrome. Okay. And then you will see Google here. Then asking you to search whatever that you want to search. Okay. So this is what is happening. So in the olden days, this used to be strictly in this manner, meaning that on your Chrome, on your browser, you've got your HTML, you've got your CSS, and you've got your JavaScript. Okay, so JavaScript was running on the client side. Where is this client coming from? Okay, looking at generally, okay, in freelance or in business, in life in general, we've got a client, okay, which is somebody who wants a service to a freelancer or a business, and we've got a service provider, okay, which is the freelancer himself or herself or the business. Okay, so looking at that relationship, there is a client, someone who is being served. Okay, they ask for something. Can you design this for me? Can you create this application for me? And they are being served. Okay, so this is real life. This is a client, Mr. Client. And for now, let's just use the idea of a company. This is a giant corporation. Okay, so Mr. Client is asking for something, which is requesting, and the company as a service provider will serve. Okay, will serve the client. Okay, so that's why we are saying this is the client, because it will request and the server will respond. Okay, so JavaScript used to run on the client, which is on your browser, okay, on your Chrome only. Okay, and then this company Node.js, okay, enabled JavaScript to expand its territory, okay, to also run on the server. Okay, so one might ask, before the Node.js, what was running on the server? Obviously, there's a lot of what can I say, server-side programming or scripting languages, including PHP. Okay, including PHP. But this company, Node.js, made it possible for JavaScript to run on the server as well. That has opened a door of limitless possibilities. That's why we are here now. That's why we've got React. That's why we've got Vue. That's why we've got Angular and. Okay, it means that now JavaScript has extended its own territory. Okay, it means that can't I change the color here? Okay, it means that it's running on the client side. Also, it's running on the server side. Okay, so with that being said, let me just change the color. So with that being said, JavaScript has expanded its own reach, and that gave birth to React, Next.js, and all those things. Okay, so this means that as much as we are developing locally in our Visual Studio Code, okay, but this architecture or this arrangement still holds true. Okay, one might ask, why do we have to go to www.http, okay, when we want to run Next.js? Okay, why don't we maybe go to Windows and look for an application that when we click there, it will help us to run the application? So the reason why that is not happening, it's simply because locally we are some sort of imitating this process. So what does that mean? It means that there is also a server, okay, in what we are doing, okay, as a server, and this server, it's running at local host port 3000, as you have seen. Okay, port 3000. Okay, so this is acting as a server. Okay, this is acting as this server, and your browser in this case, okay, is the client. So that's why we need to run this on a server so that it can serve the client. Okay, I hope that one is it's clear. Okay, so this is how things are going. Okay, so maybe how is this going to help you? Okay, number one, this establishes the battlefield. Okay, where are we here? Okay, we are in the web. Okay, this is a web technology. So going further, we are going to talk a lot about server. Okay, server, where we are going to include SSR, which is server side rendering, and CSR, client side rendering, as static site generation, SSG, and all those things. We are in the web. Okay, cool. And then as we are on the web, we are going to talk more about the web technology. Okay, web tech. This will include your HTTP, okay, as I've already mentioned, HTTP. Okay, I will explain these in depth when we are getting into it, okay? HTTP and post request, okay? Post request and get request, okay? We are going to talk about server statuses, okay? HTTP statuses, okay? Let's say HTTP response code, yes, okay? HTTP response codes, okay, or status codes, okay, which is your 500, your 404. I think you have seen that one when the file or page is not found. Okay, so as you can see, guys, the battlefield, we are on the web, and it has been arranged in such a way that we've got the server and we've got the client. Okay, so with that being said, now at least you understand the idea. So we've got node that is running on a server. Okay, it's also using JavaScript. Okay, so now we've got JavaScript on the client and we've got JavaScript on a server. So companies like React, okay, they were like, okay, since now node it's running, since JavaScript is running on the client and running on a server, we can then come up with a piece of software that will some sort of help us to build fast and scalable and some sort of dynamic UIs, okay, which that was React, okay, taking advantage of this. And also companies like Next.js, they were like, okay, if React is specializing on UI, I can specialize on production, okay, help people to some sort of build uh, quick and performant and easy application. So this is where we are. In the next video, we are going to get into the Next.js folder structure. Obviously, I'm going to mention a lot of these client and server and client and server. So I hope now you will understand what I mean and what is going on. And when I'm talking about the node and when I'm talking about React and I'm talking about Next.js, I hope it's going to be clear to you. I'm Matthew Msingathi, the designer and developer from South Africa. Thank you so much for making it this far. Let's continue. You are becoming a better developer.